Good morning. I am Sterling Plata, and I'm going to present my paper entitled A Genre Analysis of Mental Health Policies and Strategies of Selected Universities. Mental health and well-being are now part of the UN Sustainable Development Goals because of the increasing number of young people who suffer from depression, addiction, and other mental problems. Countries around the world are now setting mental health as a priority, and schools are increasingly mandated to take the lead. In the Philippines, the Mental Health Act, or RA 11036, signed in 2018, calls for educational institutions to create policies and programs to ensure the mental health of students, staff, and teachers. However, despite some counseling guidelines and mental health for students in some universities, what seems to be missing is a reference that students can use to craft a student mental health policy and strategy. This paper attempts to fill the gap through a genre analysis of university mental health policies and strategies available online. So, as I mentioned before, the background of this paper is the Sustainable Development Goals because mental health and well-being they are part of the goals. RA 11036, which is the Mental Health Act of the Philippines, and then Dolly Order 2008-2020 requiring all companies to create policies and strategies on mental health. The present study attempts to address the gap in literature by analyzing university mental health policies and strategies of selected higher education institutions in the hopes of bringing to the fore obligatory sections and obligatory patterns that could serve as a reference for universities and colleges who need to comply with RA 11036 or Mental Health Act. For the methodology, I use genre analysis. So genre analysis is a process of analyzing texts to look for moves that are obligatory, meaning they appear in most of the documents. And it's a form of analysis that looks at the organization of these moves or patterns. I use convenient sampling, looking for university policy, mental health policies that are available online. And for this pilot study, I got 10 university policies and 10 university strategies on mental health. The results showed that for moves in universities' mental health policy, the moves include the following: providing an introduction or the purpose for the policy and then the context for that particular policy, defining key terms, enumerating student welfare and services, identifying first responders, stating the protocols for a crisis, enumerating the policies for confidentiality and disclosure, stating the policies for accommodation and interruption of studies, explaining the legal framework, and stating the policy of implementation and review. Compared to the moves of university mental health strategy, the policies are longer, okay, and the moves for the strategy are also different. So they provide an introduction stating the vision, providing an introduction, stating the vision, enumerating the plans for each theme and strategy, explaining the plan for implementation, and monitoring. Okay. So I also observed that there are two types of strategy, and there are two types of strategy documents. So the first type focuses on, or it's called the research-oriented strategy document, such as that of Cambridge University. It provides a background of the research process and presents a SWOT analysis before it presents the vision of the strategy, the aims, and action plans. The University of Griffith mental health strategy is another example of a narrative that focuses on the process of finalizing the strategy. The results show two ways of organizing the strategy. One is process oriented, and the other one is strategy oriented approach. The former should provide the context and the stages of the research process in order to create a strategy approved by various stakeholders. On the other hand, those who wish to follow the strategy oriented approach may include the following, such as the ones that I provided here. In conclusion, the results show that policy documents provide the framework for promoting student mental health, while strategy documents aim to promote mental health with key result areas in order to address different groups of university students, such as general population, those at risk, and those who have mental health problems. A strategy document is also anchored on research, with monitoring and measuring the success of implementation as a differentiation from policy. This research is a preliminary study that could be expanded with more samples. In addition, a closer look at each country's mental health policy, legal mandates, and mental health strategies could provide a larger perspective in the mental health promotion in universities. So if you're interested, my email address is sterling.plata@dlsu.edu.ph if you wish to collaborate on future projects related to the topic. Thank you so much.